Hello and welcome to the Heart Now Here Spurs Fans Podcast, a podcast from proper Spurs to all the proper Spurs around the world. And listen, you have to be fucking proper Spurs after that weekend because I'm telling you now, mate, if you're not, you wouldn't be hanging on for much longer. It's me, TJ Smith, and I'm joined by Matty Kerr and Kev Dennis. How you doing, boys?
Not too bad, mate. Just obviously we've had the extra day.
We've left enough time, haven't we, Kev, to get to calm down. We've left it long enough.
I mean, I was going to come on here and say for like family commitments and everything else that we were on a day late, but really we just need another day to fucking simmer down. I think from the shit that we had to endure on Sunday. But I'm sure
mate, we could have boiled pasta the way we were feeling on the weekend, mate. I'm telling you, we were fucking fuming, honestly. But yeah, it's, like I say, boys, it's just we've managed to calm down a little bit. We've decided we've jumped on here begrudgingly to talk about the game because we know we have to. But I mean, listen, I know a few boys that went over and looking at the stands on like the 70th minute, 80th minute. I think everyone was kind of gone by then. But yeah, Kev, I'll start with you, mate. Like, obviously, North London derby, probably one of the biggest games of the year season for us. What are your thoughts, mate?
Joe, I'll start with pre-match. I mean, a lot of people are accounting him for the way he set up and started. I personally, I don't know about any of you boys on the group chat, but I was okay with the way we started the game in terms of like pre-match of the tactics and what he was trying to do. I mean, we've seen it work with PSG, and I think it worked at Man City to an extent as well. So it has been done before. Maybe I thought going toe-to-toe with them before the game would have been... I probably would have worried about the kind of scoreline that we did endure, even though we sat up and played defensive, which was the fucking frustrating thing about it. But my thing is, if you're gonna sit back and you're gonna absorb it, then once you get the ball and get out, you need to punish the opposition, or you need to hold the ball up well, like we saw against PSG. I thought Richarlison was great in that game, and everyone I thought worked their socks off in the PSG game and the Man City game. But for this one, obviously set up the way he did, but when the team don't want to do it and don't want to work and don't want to show any commitment and don't want to fight, then it is completely fucking pointless. And obviously after 45 minutes, he saw that and changed it. So in terms of the shape side of it, I might be, the odd one out of a lot of people that actually thought it was probably a good idea to start like that. But if I knew the players were going to put a performance in like that or show no character or heart, then I probably would have just thought, fuck it, well, let's just go for it. So yeah, in terms of the first half and the way they set up, I thought it was really poor from the rest of the team, or the team, to play the way we did in such a defensive shape.
Yeah, let's focus on that because it did get a lot of attention before the game. And Matty, I don't know how you feel about it, but I looked at that lineup and I'm kind of with Kev, if I'm being honest with you. I kind of thought, you know what, it's the smart thing to do. Like I didn't fancy it at all. Like looking at that game, like I think I said like I'll take a draw. I was talking to people throughout the week. Obviously we had the long international break building up to it as well. And everyone I spoke to, I was kind of just like, you know what, I just don't fancy us for it. Like you kind of always feel like form goes out the window with a derby, but I just really didn't fancy it. I think the way Arsenal have been playing, I thought the Sunderland result was a bit of an anomaly. I really didn't fancy it. So when I saw that lineup, for me personally, I kind of agree with you, Kev. I thought it was practical. I thought it was like, he's sitting there, he's being pragmatic about the way he's set it up. But I think the commitment to that wasn't there from the personnel on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? I think I looked at that and I thought, if you're going to play defensive like that, when you get the set pieces, when you play on the counter, you've got to move as a unit, as a team. It's got to be fast paced. You've got to want it. You've got to get in their fucking head. There was none of that, and that's my problem for it. And I just feel like especially the first 45 minutes, we were lucky to go in 2-0 down. In my opinion, I thought we got absolutely dominated. I don't think we had a fucking shot on target, and possession was like 20% for the first half. I mean, Matt, what are your thoughts on the way it was set up?
I'm with you boys. I think the 5 at the back, I said before the game, I think we should go with 5 at the back. I think if you go and play toe-to-toe with Arsenal, you're going to get absolutely pumped anyway. Like, we're not on Arsenal's level at the minute to take the game to them. But I think we found it so hard to get out. We was looking for the long ball. We were time wasting from early, pumping everyone forward from a free kick on the halfway line with Vicario taking it and going straight out for a goal kick. Like it was absolutely horrendous from where I go with regards to that. The only option we had, we tried to go short. Arsenal pressed us with such a high intensity. We just kept going long. And you're trying to hit Arsenal on a counter attack, but when you got Kudus, yeah, that's fine. But when you've got Odobert and Richarlison, you're not going to be able to do that. So I think what Frank tried to do was the right thing, but he didn't have the players to do it. And that's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Spence got destroyed. Like I've never seen Spence to have a stinker. And I always say Spence is a better left back than he's a right back. But I thought in Dogi, he played all right. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, with regards to that, Pellegrini and Bentancur were so isolated with Arsenal's three, which probably showed why Eze got a hat-trick. Because we played two centre midfielders. And then Arsenal's three with Supermendy, Rice and Eze were just pulling into pockets. Getting the ball wide and then a quick ball in the middle and we were overrun in the middle. I just don't think we had the attacking options to play that formation on Sunday, and it was just a shambles.
Yeah, this is kind of the story of it, though, and this is kind of where, well, I sit there and my questions for like probably the first time I've really sat there and gone, do you know what, like why has he not made this decision at this point? And for me, players like Bergvall being left on the bench, are you
talking about subs there, Tej? Are you talking about?
Yeah, subs. Yeah. Obviously, like the first half has happened, right? We've basically been absolutely fucking hammered. I think that early goal as well just like basically like just killed the bollocks in the team as well. You're in their ground, you know, you need something to go your way. It doesn't, and all of a sudden you're fucking 2-0 down at half time, and you've been outclassed and outplayed. And so for me, like that talk at half time, it all needs to change, which he did change up a little bit. But for me personally, I don't think the changes were the right ones. I don't see why you've got someone like Bergvall, who for me is like an out and out like attacking player, just wants to get the ball forward, wants to drive things into that third. Why is he not part of that conversation? For me, that's just something personally where I feel like a player like Bergvall was something we needed.
Joe, all I've heard this last few days is, and I kind of agree, is Frank's substitution choices, rotation in picking a team, his substitutions, the timing of them, and the players he brings on. For me, I was screaming for Bergvall to come on at half time. I just thought we needed, like Matt was saying about the midfield there, we needed someone just to get on the ball and maybe run with the ball and control a bit of tempo in there, and he didn't do that. And you saw other players come on like Johnson and Pape Sarr and all that, and you're just thinking like, why them sort of players? But I just want to touch on a few things. Like, I mean, I don't want to be all night picking their goals apart, but I mean, I've said this a few times. Mohamed Kudus' work rate coming back is fucking appalling, and he was at fault for one of the goals. He was kind of at fault for one of the other goals where he didn't close down. He's got no interest in defending. He's got no interest in tracking back. And I think their midfielders were overran because one of them two didn't come back and help. Odobert was really lightweight and not a game for him. Richarlison was fucking never, ever going to be a man to hold up the ball against their centre halves. It's just for me, I think it's nice to have a manager for me who likes to set up games differently to who they're playing. I'm all up for that. Because we've had a manager who didn't do that and look how that ended up. But I think it does need better football players to play the way he wants to, chop and change it. But also he has to own the responsibility of player choices that he picks and puts out there and players that he brings on and takes off. And I think he has got to be held accountable for that. But I do like the fact that he does like to change it up on who he's playing as well. So, I mean, there's so many pros and cons of it. But with this game, like you said, it goes out the window for tactics and all that sometimes. It's just about having a bit of balls and a bit of heart. And this is 2 London derbies now we've seen where our fucking so-called fucking boys have gone into their shell and fucking shit themselves. And it's not acceptable. And one of them was at home as well, which is even worse. So that needs to be sorted out. How that's sorted out, I don't know. Because we're poisoned with it as supporters and it's fucking, so's the club. And it's, I mean, I don't know if any of you boys saw the stats of how many away games we've actually won since the Premier League era. Against these top 3 or 4 sides, especially Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. It's fucking appalling record, and it needs to change. And the way they performed the other day is, for me, is a Tottenham a problem that's always been there. But I have also seen shittier Spurs sides go out and beat. Yes, all right, then this might have been at home White Lane, but I've seen shittier Spurs sides beat better Arsenal sides than this one. So there's no excuse for it. You've got to get out there and you've got to fight, and we didn't do that.
So yeah, this is something I actually want to talk about, because I watched an interview with Jermaine Genius not too long ago, actually, after the game. And it was cool.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
And I quite enjoyed it. Listen, I like Genius anyway. I've always had a bit of an affinity for Genius. I always feel like he represents Spurs quite well on pundit shows. But is there like a loss of identity, or not identity? Sorry, is there like a loss of importance and mentality when it comes to the derby amongst the players that we have at Spurs at the moment? And Genius kind of touched on this. He kind of said that he don't feel like the players know what it means to play in the North London derby. And it is the fact we've lost, like, you know, like key players, like, and I'm gonna say some names to you, like, in history, and you'll kind of get the vibe. And I don't see anyone that has this in our team at the moment. But like your Van der Vaarts, your Lamellas, you know, these players that go out there and they know what it means to play in a derby, like your Dembélés.
Dele Alli as well, I'd put in. Dele Alli used to know what a derby was.
100% Dele Alli, 100%. And even like Harry Kane, Sonny, you know, these are like players that are not too long ago left the club. So we're not talking like this is a generation difference. These are players that were there like literally last year in the case of Son. But before that, like we had these players within, you know, my adult life of watching football. Is there something that's changed there? Like, yes, so you've got Richarlison, but he's like that with everything. I don't think it's unique to Arsenal. He is a bit of a fucking head fuck when he plays games. I think Porro gets it a little bit. Romero gets it a little bit. But I don't feel like there's that real, you know, there's like that level of anger you need to play in a derby. And it's controlled anger. It's almost like something that, you know, boxers have and fighters have. You have this controlled ability to put aggression into a game. And I feel like that's missing big time.
Sorry, quickly before you jump in, Matt. I watch other games, other derbies in the Premier League, and I watch players and teams play with so much intensity. I always say Newcastle. When you watch Newcastle at home, they are the worst team to go away and play against because they're fucking nasty. I mean, they have that about them. Joe Linton has it. Shah has it. Bruno Guimaraes has it. They make it hard for you to play there, and sometimes you've just got to be that. And some of these teams do it in games. It's not even a derby, but we can't do it even in a derby. And it's, for me, it's as simple as we don't have the right type of players that we want to see as supporters in derbies. We don't have that type of players, and we haven't. And when you mention people like Van der Vaart, that's who I thought of the other day. And it's no fucking shock that last time we fucking beat Arsenal, players like him were in the team, and we just don't have that anymore. And we haven't had it for a long time. And it's like, well, why? Why? But then I'll go and watch like Man United, Man City, or fucking Chelsea, West Ham, or whatever it is. Any other derby, it seems to be there from the underdog. But with us, it's never there, and it's just like, why? How can it not be there for so long as well? And it's fucking poor. It's really, really poor.
Yeah, listen, we're under no illusions, right? Not like, I think Arsenal conceded one goal at home this season before we played them. I mean, and we'll get onto that goal in a bit. But Matt, like, what is it? Is there like a mentality issue for Spurs visiting these grounds? Like, is there something we just don't have? It can't be DNA. Like, is that even a thing? Like going, like having an issue, like going to grounds like this?
I think with Spurs, mate, I think it's deep, mate. I think we've got such a weak mentality. Like, you even see it. Like, if we go 1-0 down against PSG early on, you're thinking this is going to be 4-5. And that's not even just against PSG. Like, if we go 1-0 down against Fulham on the weekend, you're thinking we could lose 3 or 4 here. Because goals just like it's like our players just give up. And that is the truth. Like Jermaine Genius said in that interview, what you're saying, people just treat it as a day out. You're going to play Arsenal away, and people just treating it as like a nice day out, and you're popping the ball about. Like, it's an absolute derby. You like go long. If something's not working, mix it up. Do you know what I mean? Get in their faces and that. And I don't know, mate. I think at Arsenal, it must be drummed in like you are going to go and beat them lot. Like, no matter what, home or away, you are beating Spurs. And I think at Spurs, I don't know if we have that same attitude in our dressing room to go and play Arsenal. We don't match any Arsenal intensity over the years. Like, I think, like,
But we
Gina said,
used
mate,
to, right? Like there was
But
that period that we
this is
did.
boys,
Gina
but boys,
said,
we don't sign them. We don't sign that type of players. What you want there, Matt? What you
Yeah.
want and what we want to support is we don't have them Joe Lintons, them Bruno Gamares, them right shit cunts. John
Is
McGinn,
Richarlison
all
not
them
that?
players.
Right.
We don't have them.
So I said this to Damon when I was away the weekend. So why is it Everton are worse than us? Even Liverpool at their best, Everton never just go to Anfield and lay down and just let Liverpool just take them over. Never. Everton always put up a fight. Why
Oh,
do
I
we
don't know about that.
Right, no, all right. I'm
They
just
got a
saying,
terrible
why
record
do we
against
go
Liverpool.
to the Emirates and Stamford Bridge and just nothing?
Yeah, but
Absolutely nothing.
Tej, would you take a loss at the Emirates if they showed a bit of fucking bottle and had a fight about it?
So this is
I
what I was
could
going to
ask
say,
you
right?
We have done, Kev. We have done.
Listen, there's been games that we should have won and beat Arsenal in the history, right? There's been times when we should have like everything pointed to us winning, and for whatever reason they got the result, right? But at the end of it, you go, do you know what? Fucking, at least we fucking, you're fuming because you got to go and listen to them cunts for fucking the rest of the season until we play them again. Which at the moment I don't want to play them again. And you got to just take it. But I think it's worse. I literally walked into work on Monday and everyone obviously fucking giving it the banter straight away. I just went, do you know what? I expected it. I went, yeah. I said, we were shit. I couldn't even defend the performance. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't even sit there and go, do you know what? Yeah, listen, we played fucking well. We were unlucky. The first thing I said was, nah, but do you know what? We deserved it. I thought we was lucky to be 2-0 down at half time. I thought it could have been worse.
Do you know what? Out of all the away games I've been to in my life, if I really fucking, well, if I had them all wrote down, the grounds that I've gone to the least are Arsenal, Chelsea, probably Liverpool, because the same shit happens. Fair play to everyone who still goes over there and all that. But I like to go away and spend my money and do my travel, knowing that Spurs have got a chance of me coming home that I'm fucking happy we've gone and won away. Them grounds I won't go to because that mentality is there. It's there from me. It's there what I see. And I won't go and watch us get hammered. And I can't sit in the Emirates with all them fucking cunts around me giving it the big one because I know what it's going to get. I was like you, Tej. When I went to work Monday, people were bantering me. I'm like, well, I told you that was going to happen. It's no shock to me. You can mug me off as much as you like, but I knew that's going to happen because my team has always done that. And it's like, when is that ever going to fucking change for us as supporters first and foremost? But go over the Emirates and lose. Listen, like Matt said, they're on a different level. We all fucking know that. But you still have to go and have a fucking go. We've rolled over twice now in 2 London derbies. They're unforgivable. Unforgivable. I don't mind losing against teams that are better than us because every one of them, Arsenal, Chelsea, they're all in a better stage of where they should be in front of us. We're a team that finished 17th. I understand that. But you have to show some fucking bottle. And we didn't even do it at home to Chelsea. So if we go away to these lot now, fucking hell, we'll get rolled over. I mean, when's it going to change? It starts with getting the right players in and getting the right manager to do it. But we've had the manager. We've had cunty managers like Conte, Mourinho, them sort of managers. But the players, they haven't got results in any of these games because it's a player thing. You haven't got the right players to go get you over the line and fight for you. All right, we've got maybe 1 or 2, Palhinha, Romero, we'll give it. But as a collective, it isn't there. And these results will always fucking happen because of the DNA of the players that we sign. We won't sign horrible cunts. It's simple as that.
I want to touch on one more thing, and you alluded it to the 2 games that you mentioned. Like we played Chelsea this year, we played Arsenal this year, and the XG. I mean, this is a new stat that has popped up in the last 10 years. But so it's calculated on the amount of goals you're expected to score in a game from the positions you get into, and it's actually really technical, like the amount of players around you, angles towards a goal. Our XG this season, them 2 games in particular, is the lowest in the Premier League this entire season. But we also have the lowest XG in the top 5 lowest XG. 3 of them are us. So Chelsea, Arsenal, and Bournemouth at home. The 3 lowest XGs recorded this season so far. The top 5, 3 of them are Spurs. That's clearly an issue, right? That's something that, especially a man like Thomas Frank, Matt, that's something that he's a proper stat guy, right? He focuses on the stats and what they mean. Surely that's something he's looking at trying to change.
He's got to, mate. If he doesn't, he ain't going to be in the job long, is he? Like, let's be real. Like, there's a lot of fans calling for him already. I'm not one of them. I think we should be fully behind Frank. I'm not ready to sack another manager, get someone else into the summer and go around. I'm not into that. I think we have to go with Frank and we have to back him properly. Like, let's see what happens in January. Let's see what happens in the summer. We need to kind of do what Arsenal did when they had like all these players and then you bomb them out, but you bring the players in, but upgrades. Not these players that are on the same level or young kids. We now need to start showing a bit of ambition and backing these managers. Mate, we've had Mourinho and Conte. If we would have backed them at the times needed, we may not have been in this situation. But that team is full of neglect for the last, since Pochettino's left. It's neglect. And we are in this situation now. We knew Kulu was going to be out. Maddison was going to be out all season. And we still didn't go and do something. Yeah, like we bought in Xavi Simons, that's fine. But we needed more. We said that on transfer deadline day. We need someone else. And we didn't go and get it. And we're relying on young kids like Odobert, Tell, like Mikey Moore when he comes back. These are just young kids. Do you know what I mean? That's what we're relying on now, where Havertz gets injured for Arsenal. They go and sign Eze. Bang. We need to start acting like a big six club if we're apparently a big six club. But we don't act like that. And that's got to change. If it doesn't, Frank's not going to be in the job. And he's going to be the same cycle that we keep going around. New manager comes in. That's fine. He's going to be sacked in 18 months. Because we know it's coming.
Do you boys have any hope that what you're asking there to change, Matt? Well, now Levy's gone. Do you think in January now you can see a different approach in the transfer market?
I'd like to think so, yeah, Kev. I would. I like Frank. Yeah, I do. I think he, like you say, Kev, he can mix it up and stuff like that. And I think he went to the Emirates with the right intentions. However, the players, like you say, mate, you're playing with 9 players in the end. When Odobert and Richarlison are part of your attacking lineup and you're trying to hit teams on a counter-attack, you're not going to do much. So I think Frank's got the right intentions, and I think let's just be patient with him and we need to get behind him. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a proper slug fest until January to see what happens. But if nothing happens in January, then the board have fouled another manager yet again.
Listen, I agree to some extent. I thought we had a really good transfer window in the summer. I thought we started addressing issues that we knew we needed. I think some of the players, the expectations that we had for them haven't come to fruition. I think Xavi Simons is a little bit too lightweight for the Prem for me. He's got promise, but I think there's a lot that he needs to adapt to. I think he's still a young kid, but
I thought he done all right when he come on. Did you not, boys?
Yeah, I still think he's a bit lightweight, Kev. I think he gets muscle, and Declan Rice showed that. I mean, if you get muscle off the ball by fucking Declan Rice, then do you know what I mean? You get mugged off by him. That says something. But listen, it's like I say, it's a long season. It's so early in the season. I think we still have a lot of injuries as well. This is something that needs to be taken into context. So we've got some players coming back over the next few weeks, which should hopefully push us on. But we just do need to get that consistency of performing well, and we definitely need to change the attacking threat. And listen, we'll leave it on one thing just before we move on from the absolute fucking debacle that was Sunday. But one little glimmer, and one that's going to obviously reappear in the old scrapbook, Richarlison's goal. I mean, we've got I know it meant fuck all in the grand scheme of things, but mate, popping it in from the halfway line, I thought the technique, I thought the vision, I thought it was a fucking good goal, mate. If we were like 1-0 down,
I love the way you're talking about him, and I see Matt's mute, get unmuted, he's ready to talk about it.
No, but seriously, like it's the only good thing that happened in the game. But I mean, that is definitely one for the scrapbook. That's getting pulled out in goals against Arsenal, build up to games in years to come. I'm telling you, Matt, go on, you love Richarlison. Come on, what do you think of that goal?
Boys, I've been in this game a long time. Do you know what I mean? I've seen it all, and I've told you this guy is magic. Do you know what I mean? Hey, he's made of gold, mate. Like, you need to start taking him serious. No, do you know what? Brilliant goal, but it was fucking pointless. The whole goal.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You do that goal to a build-up a North London game, everyone still remembers we got absolutely pumped that game. So that book there, that goal there, has just got to be erased now, and never to be seen again. Because
Yeah, I mean,
we
I don't
know
know.
what
I
that
can't, remember, I
result
can't remember the last time we scored a great goal like that, and no one give a fucking shit about it. Do you know what I mean? It might get goal of the month or match of the day, but that's all it's going to get. But I mean, the performance was so bad that a great goal like that is just fucking forgotten about. And the way he celebrated as well, we fucking knew. He just grabbed the ball, didn't he? Otherwise, that cunt's taking his shirt off, crying, fucking doing everything else. But even he knew that goal meant absolutely fuck all.
Well, I tried to end on a positive note, listeners, but the fucking boys have reminded us that it's just a fucking shit show against Arsenal. But listen,
Boys, when is Solanke back? Anyone fucking know?
I thought he was back. I thought he was back for Arsenal. What happened there?
Just quiet.
It's
just quiet.
back, so bottled it for Arsenal game. He's got to be back tomorrow, isn't he? Or against Fulham? I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about it.
They did say he's not going to make Arsenal and PSG, so hopefully he's back for Fulham. But mate, I'm tired of all these injuries, man. I'm tired of Spurs. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's good for you don't do a podcast then about it.
I'm tired. I just want to come on here and sleep.
Every message from Matt and WhatsApp. That's it. I'm selling all my tickets to home games. These cunts don't deserve my support. Matt is done with it.
You know what, boys? I'm so positive with Spurs normally, right? But I can't be positive with Spurs anymore. I can't. Like, I tried to be, but I sit there and I think, no, I'm not doing it to myself no more. These boys are killing me.
Well, try staying positive. We've got the small matter of a Champions League game tomorrow. Obviously, we filmed this quite late because, like I said, we did try to simmer down before jumping on here. Clearly didn't do fuck all because we're still fucking pissed off. But we do have the small matter of taking on the European champions next in the Champions League at their ground with an annoyingly and very annoyingly reduced capacity, which meant a lot of people haven't got tickets. But yeah, boys, it's yeah, I know. I'm going. No, I'm going. Kev was meant to come with me, but couldn't get a ticket in time. So yeah, I'll be honest though, I could do without it. The way I feel at the moment, I just don't fancy it at all. But that being said, it's a different competition. A competition that up to now we've actually done all right in. We're unbeaten. We've got some good results: 2 wins, 2 draws. But yeah, it's don't get much harder than playing PSG away at the moment, does it? I mean, they're just off the back of winning pretty much every trophy apart from the Club World Cup in one season. And yeah, listen, they did lose their last game, but they are playing they did lose that to a very informed team. So yeah, boys, I mean, I'll start, but again, my expectations are quite low for this one. I feel like he's probably going to set up something very similar to the Super Cup game, where we actually played fucking really well. That performance was still one of the best ones.
Do you think he's going? I mean, I think he should, but do you think he's going to after the shit he's just got about doing it against Arsenal? Do you think he's going to do it again? I mean, would you do it again, Tej?
I don't think I would, but then like he could change it and get pumped 6-0. I don't know.
I think we're getting pumped 5-6-0 no matter what formation we play. So
I don't say that. I've got to go.
9 at the back. We're getting pumped.
Just for Charlison on the halfway line to score goals. No, but listen, it's like I don't know. Like I'm quite for me this game. Like when I saw the fixtures come out, it was all automatically like that's a free hit. I expect us to lose that. Of all the games we've got in the Champions League, I expect us to lose that one. So, like, Kev, what are your thoughts going into this one? Obviously, we just had the game at the weekend, but is this a good game to have or a bad game to have after that?
My thoughts are, TJ, I don't even know if I want to watch that game or I want to watch Arsenal Bayern Munich. I mean, that's where I am with it. I mean, I'm having a coin toss on which game I want to watch because
want to see Kane do us a favour.
Yeah, it's when you watch any team against Arsenal, it's like supporting the other team, like a bit like you supporting your own fucking football club. And obviously, the attachment with Harry Kane as well just makes it even better. But yeah, it's a shame that them 2 games clash because I'd like to watch that one as well. But yeah, I mean, like you said, Tej, when we looked at the fixtures of this Champions League, and we, I remember you trying to sort of how many points we'd get and where we'd get them and where we'd qualify. I think we all knew that this one was a bit of a fucking dead rubber in terms of going over there and getting anything really. And it's more the other games we've got to keep an eye on. Obviously Dortmund at home's a big one, and obviously got Prague, Frankfurt as well. So bigger fish to fry really. It's a sort of game after an Arsenal game. The sort of next game you want is kind of a game where you want a reaction out of them. But unfortunately, like you said, with this one coming straight after, it's going to be very difficult to get that reaction. Like yourself, who's going, I mean, enjoy the trip, enjoy the Eurostar, have some snails, whatever else they fucking eat over there, have a few beers. But yeah, I assume the game ain't going to be very enjoyable to watch because, like you said, whatever way we set up, we're playing against the sort of best team in Europe, and I don't know what sort of shape the boys are in after the Arsenal game. I mean, they've all come out, didn't they? Palhinha come out and went, "You won't ever see us fucking hide like that again, I promise you," and all this sort of shit. So we might see a bit more fight, but yeah, the result will probably be the same. We'll probably lose by at least by 3 or 4 goals, I would say.
Matt,
sorry, Deej. Enjoy your trip.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's, anyone who's got any mental health issues, this fucking show is really opening them out. I'm telling you, fucking it's right depressing tonight. But
fucking people will be offing themselves after this.
But Matt, listen, does the Super Cup game at the beginning of the season have any bearing on this game tomorrow? Does the fact that we fucking nearly had them, apart from that last 5 minutes, does that and the performance we put in for 85 minutes of that game, does that have any bearing on how tomorrow pans out?
Nope.
I could have bet my life. I thought he was going to mute himself again and just leave it at that.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I could have bet my life he was going to say that.
Super Cup, what? How big is the Super Cup? They were probably looking at. They was back in training 1 week. Do you know what I mean? They got a couple of injuries. Is Dembele still out? I don't know. To be fair, boys,
yeah, I noticed he didn't play the weekend, and someone else was out as well. But they rested everyone on the bench. If you saw their bench from their last league game, they had that Kvaratskhelia on the bench, Pacho, Dembele was injured, that Doucouré was injured as well. So I don't know if he's back, but I mean, I'm talking like it fucking matters. But yeah, I don't know what sort of team they put out.
I think tomorrow is just trying to not win, but just try and keep the score down and not get embarrassed like we did on Saturday. And I feel like we have to just try and do that. And the longer it stays 0-0, more than part with Barca, the better. But I don't think we can go there and try and attack, mate, because they're going to rip us apart. I think we need to just be a bit wise.
Matt, how do we restore pride, though? What do you want from them to restore any pride? Is it a game that they can restore pride in?
I think if we lose 3-0, I feel proud of them boys tomorrow. Like they've gone with a fight, If we lose 3, at least by 3. No, look, I think tomorrow's written off for me. Like I'm fully expecting to lose that. Do you know what I mean? I've seen Millwall Sheffield Wednesday on Sky Sports Plus. So I'll probably tune into that if anything, mate. Like I'll probably just catch this game on. But look, of course I'll watch it, but I'm not going to get annoyed about it. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I fully expect Tottenham to get absolutely pumped, and that's what it is. The game for me is Fulham at home. How we're going to react at Fulham at home, yeah? Newcastle away and Brentford. The 3 games after that is what I'm interested in. PSG, fully expect to lose, like it is what it is. But then 3 games after that, if we don't react and do well in them 3 games, Frank could be gone by Christmas.
That Newcastle game would be a great test of character, because that's the sort of place that is an absolute nightmare to go. No matter who they're playing at home, especially at night or under the lights, they're an absolute beast of a team when they want to go at you. I mean, it'd be a perfect game for us really to try and test that. We won't go and hide anymore. We'll roll up our sleeves no matter how hard it gets. But obviously we've got Fulham before that. But Newcastle will be a good test away to see, if we can bounce back and restore a bit of pride in going away somewhere, which is quite a hostile and a hard place to go, and play with a bit of fucking pride and see what you can get,
Just we'll just finish it on the PSG one quickly then. So, like, obviously it's a game that we've even before we even got to this point and how we were playing in the league, what our expectations of this game were always going to be low. But if they do nick something here tomorrow, let's say they even get a draw, or like somehow come out with something, how much does that do for their confidence? Like that going into those 3 games that you're talking about coming up. if somehow the team turn up and like I don't know if somebody some of the other injured players are potentially available now, you tweak that system a little bit more, so you overload the midfield a bit more. I don't know. That's something I felt was an issue at the weekend. If say we get something, the confidence that will give to the team, does that change the complexion of where we're at?
Mate, we get a draw tomorrow, we're winning the fucking Champions League, mate. Like that'd be the confidence booster right there, mate. I'll be coming on that chat saying, I told you so, class is permanent, do you know what I mean?
No news like Richarlison. We get the fucking get the equaliser as well. 90th minute equaliser. As long as he keeps his fucking shirt on.
Listen, it's like we always said.
I'll be honest. If Tottenham got a point, you'd feel the North London derby is kind of like you kind of look at the result and be like, do you know what? They've gone out there and actually fucking done something about it. Do you know what I mean? But if they go out there and get absolutely spanked again, best you know, mate, the negativity's like we're a toxic fan base as it is. Do you know what I mean? And come Saturday, don't be surprised if there's like 30,000 seats in there Saturday against Fulham if we lose, if we get absolutely battered tomorrow. If we go out tomorrow with a fight, even if we lost narrowly by the one goal, fans will be a bit more optimistic and a bit more proud of the boys, you know. But if we go out there and get spanked, I think it's going to be very toxic.
100%. So with that being said, and we've kind of alluded it to already, what's the scoreline going to be, Matt? Where do you see it going tomorrow?
A 3-0 PSG, and that's only because I think they'll take the foot off the gas.
Damn. Kev?
4-0 PSG. I'll be sticking that in my fucking accumulator as well.
Enjoy though, TJ. Enjoy.
Yeah, have a great trip, guys.
No, I because I'm going to say a draw, but I don't believe it one bit. Because I'm going. But I'll be honest with you. I don't expect us to get anything over there at all. I think it'll be a similar sort of scoreline. I just don't see where the goals are coming from at the moment, unless they're the halfway line. But one thing I will say about that game is everyone's touting it as the poison chalice after the Arsenal game. But there is a small glimmer. We could be drinking in the antidote as well. So we'll see. It's a chance. It's a chance, but a slim one at that. But let's move on then. So that the next back to the league, and it all kind of stops after this. We've got one more European game after this one. But realistically, December and the Christmas period is all about the Premier League. And the games start coming thick and fast as well. And we've got 3 after that in a row, like you've already alluded to. But we're only going to focus on Fulham today. Fulham at home. Again, they're not really playing that well. I think they got a result at the weekend, actually. But, on the whole, Fulham are probably performing below expectations. Is that game, Kev, must win?
Oh, mate, it's such a fucking must win. I mean, it doesn't not only just must win, it must be an absolute tip-top performance. I mean, this is Fulham are a fucking poor side this year. But then again, we're really, really poor at home as well. And my problem is teams who are playing shit like Wolves, Fulham and all that. My problem is that they come to our ground and they think they can win games. They look at our game now and think, well, it's a game that we can actually try and turn our fortunes around. And that's pretty shit from our point of view, that these sort of teams come to our place and look for it to be that sort of game that would change their fortunes around. And the problem is at the moment, Tej, is that anyone who comes to, not only if we're playing away from home, but especially at White Lane at the moment, every team comes there thinks they're going to win. And I mean, that says a lot about where we are and our home form and everything else and how open we can be and we can get picked off. But if he does not get, I mean, take the solid performance out of it. If he does not get a win in that game, I mean, he's going to come under some shit. He really, really is. And I think it is a tiny bit unfair, but our expectations are to at least be finishing in the top 8. If you can't beat Fulham at home, for me, you don't deserve to be fucking anywhere near that top 8. And I go back to the Wolves game. I mean, I think that might have been the last time Wolves got a fucking point, I think, was against us. And it's like, it's really, really poor from us. So the home form needs to change because it just isn't good enough. And this Fulham game is a kind of a perfect game, really, after you've had just shit against Arsenal and PSG, to get back on track and really to try and change your fortunes at home as well. It's a really must-win game. I I can't believe I'm even saying it like that because it's Fulham at home. But this is where we are at the moment, where I think it's quite a big game for us in terms of the other aspects to it about us moving forward at home and having a decent December and maybe setting ourselves up and putting the foundations in a nice place for January if we do go in the transfer market. But fuck me, the noise that will come out of it if we don't beat Fulham will be horrid. And I mean, I'll have to come off social media because I won't be able to fucking do it. I mean, it's hard enough doing this, but listening to all the other shit and all that it'll be really, really hard for everybody if we didn't beat Fulham. Oh mate, I can't imagine not beating them. Oh, it'd be poor.
I do actually think that could be a turning point in the expectations and the view of the club this season. I think up until now, kind of apart from a few anomalies at home, we've kind of done all right. We've improved on last season, I'd say. But you start losing games, you start not showing up in the derbies, which has happened twice now. You then don't get your win against teams like Fulham. We didn't get it against Wolves, Bournemouth, and then you start continuing that bad home form. And I think the Fulham game could be the straw that breaks the camel back in terms of the way fans are looking.
Villa as well, Teach. Villa, they were fucking like four losses on the bounce at that point. They've gone and beat us. Now they're fucking sharp the league because they've gone and won 4. We've changed their fortunes around. It's them sort of teams that we shouldn't be dropping points to at home against. You know what I mean? It's like, I honestly, boy, I don't know about you lot, but I don't feel comfortable playing anybody at home right now. Anybody. And that's a shocking thing to say as well for where this club's supposed to be. A team that's just won the Europa League. But at home, I feel like any team that can come there can fucking take points off us or even beat us. And that's really shit to say as well.
Matt, what do you reckon that's down to? Do you think there's a big question mark over the atmosphere in the ground at the moment at home? Do you think that plays into the results?
No, yes and no. Yeah, you need the football as well to lift the atmosphere. There's no point playing Chelsea with brilliant atmosphere before the game. Like on the South Stand, everyone's up for it. First 5 minutes, we're sitting on the edge of our box just trying to counter-attack. Like when you're at home, you should be taking the game to the teams. Do you know what I mean? Or you never see like a tackle, like a flying tackle or something, and then players pumping up fans no more. Do you know what I mean? You don't have that Lamella to add you a bit of spice or something. There's no spicy players in that team now to get you on the edge of your seat, really. Like Kudus was at the beginning, at the start of the season, but it's kind of all fizzled away and we have nothing to get off our seat for. It wouldn't surprise me sooner or later the whole South Stand is just sitting down. It's terrible at the minute, but it comes with performances, and I feel
I agree.
Saturday, it's going to be a shit atmosphere. Saturday, 8 p.m. Do you know what I mean? I remember the Wolves game at 8 p.m. It was just flat. Do you know what I mean? No one can.
I forgot it was an 8 o'clock kickoff. To be fair, I forgot it was an 8 o'clock kickoff. That's a shit slot.
Flat, do you know what I mean? No one can go if you're coming from Devon, like the Devon Spurs lot or Dorset Spurs lot or whatever, you can't get there. Do you know what I mean? You're getting back at 4 o'clock in the morning and stuff. So I don't know. It's going to be hard. I don't think we beat Fulham, boys. I think a draw. It's going to be 1-1 or 2-2. I don't think we beat them.
Fuck's sake! You're normally the positive one.
I think he's right. I mean, it's like that. I suppose it's like that in a lot of grounds. If the football's right and we're playing the way the fans want us to play it, that ground will be great. But if it doesn't start like that, the problem is our fans can't get behind the team to try and change the fortunes around in the game. It's negative straight from the off, and that's what kills us. And it's not always going to be pretty. We're not always going to smash teams or whatever it is. So, but I feel like our fans lose hope of us really, really quickly in games. And that sort of spirals into the game. And then the players feed off it. And that's when we really, really struggle. I know it's difficult to be annoyed about how we set up and how we play and certain performances of players. And when you're in the ground, I get that. But sometimes you just got to try and get them through it. And our fan base in this stadium, for me, doesn't do that. So they're only happy when we're winning, which is a bit of a cliche. But sometimes you've just still got to get behind them, even though they might go 1-0 down. You've still got to be there, and in this ground that isn't there, and I do think that's a factor as well of why we're not great at home.
So, with all that being said, obviously the tactically you got it wrong. We're saying, it didn't work out, should I say, against Arsenal. We're still not really sure how he's going to go against PSG. Will he stick or will he change it all again? when it comes to Fulham, Kev, how's he got to set up?
I've said before, I need us to find just a bit of a middle ground with it all. But the players we've got at the back, we should be able to play expansive football at home and go, but we don't. We seem to still get caught out a lot. So it's having that thing of being solid at the back, but also having a nice attacking threat. And I don't know if we've got the right players to do that at the moment and be expansive at home without being caught. Not just talking about the back, I'm talking about midfield. Midfielders working back, centre forwards doing their job. It's just trying to find that middle ground. And at the moment, with this current crop of players, people will say the manager, but these current crop of players, for me, I don't think can adapt to do both or play sort of a middle ground with either side of the tactics. So it's just a bit of a throw in the air at the moment at home until we get the right players. If he wants to play a certain way, he needs the right players. I think he knows that he needs better footballers in that team. I think everybody knows that. So the great managers years gone by have been able to, Mourinho, Ferguson, whoever it is, been able to change tactics in games because they have great players to come and do that. At the moment, we don't have great players to do that. So he's got a hard job in his hands to find some balance with that. But the way he keeps rotating players and the certain players he starts sometimes and brings on at certain times in the game don't help that either. So he has to own a lot as well. But yeah, listen, at home, we all want us to be expansive, right? We liked it under Ange, but we didn't like it when we could see the goals by doing it. So he's got to find that middle ground, and it's not easy with his current crop of players, you know?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think it's tough to change too much too quickly as well. And I feel like we have, apart from obviously like the Arsenal game and maybe a couple of others, I do actually think we've looked harder to beat in certain situations. Like our defence has looked a lot more assured and a lot more set up, but we are definitely missing that.
Away, TJ, away we do. Away, yeah, but not home, I don't think. I think at home we look open. Do you not think? I think away we look solid.
I still think like things like before that used to panic me, like corners and free kicks, like on the edge of the area. I feel a little bit more confident about them. I feel like they're a lot more structured in set pieces now. But yeah, listen, I still think we get caught out. I think a lot of that's to do with the fact that we get our centre backs to push on, and I do think that's an issue. So I do agree, and I think at home we're encouraged to be more expansive, than where we're going away and trying to like shore up at the back. So yeah, I do think it's kind of a product of the way you're expected to play at home as well. But one thing I will say is, Matt, there are potentially a few players coming back into the squad now. And like we said, your doggy actually played all right on Sunday, albeit in an overall shit team performance. Solanke could be back. How much of an impact could Solanke play in the front line? Because when I speak to people, I'm asking this question. I'm kind of it's a little bit loaded because I do have my own view on it. But when I speak to people, it's very mixed, and like I'm getting the impression that a lot of people don't think Solanke is the answer to all of our problems up top, whereas some people think he's the bit that links it together and his hold up play, etc. What's your take? Do you think Solanke is going to make that much of a difference if and when he comes back?
I think he'll make a huge difference. Is he like is he missing piece? No, but I think he's definitely a massive part of it. I think the way he presses high up, we've missed that. We can't press defenders. We can't. So I think if you've got like Richarlison, the team automatically drops like 5 yards. When you've got Solanke and he's got the pace and that he has, the players will get higher up the pitch. And I do think that you see that with like Thomas Frank when he had like Wissa and Burmo up top. They used to press the defenders, the centre-backs down all the time. So I definitely think we have missed that. Like you say, his hold-up play. At the minute, no matter who we play up front, the ball just keeps coming back at us. Kulu, well, let's say Solanke though, yeah, like because he's the first one back. If he comes back Saturday, he's going to be on managed minutes. Do you know what I mean? So he's only going to get 20 minutes, probably 15 minutes against Newcastle, probably against Brentford. He might get half hour. So you're not going to see a proper fit for Solanke until Christmas, like over the Christmas period, which is it helps us a little bit, but it's only going to be a short portion of the game, and he's not going to be fit. So he's not played all season.
I mean, with Solanke, what was great about him under Ange is, like you said, his strongest attribute for me is pressing and doing that. Do you boys think when he comes back, he's going to be more beneficial to have at home or away? Because when we're away and we are sitting defensive and lumping that ball, Richarlison isn't the fucking one at all. I mean, can Solanke play that role for you boys? Because I can't really imagine how he's going to play under Frank, because all I can remember about Solanke, he's been out so long, is how he played under Ange. Do you boys think he can do what Frank wants him to do? Is he going to be? I know he's okay for now, but long term, is he the one for you in terms of that?
I think
Go on.
I think the issue with Solanke for me is twofold. It's like, do I see him having a pivotal role in this squad? 100%. And I can tell you why I think so. Because you look at games where, you've got like Porro, Spence getting down the wing and putting balls in the box, and people like Richarlison or Mawani, they've not been up with the play. I feel like Solanke's positional play is really good. That's one thing I do think about him. He does tend to be in the right position at the right times. And he's also great at holding the ball up, which is something that, when we're getting it forward, we haven't really got that. It goes up and it just comes straight back again, and we're under pressure. I think he helps a lot there. Do I think he's going to be the attacking threat that sticks in this team and drives it forward? I don't think so. I think he will be effective from them counter-attacking positions and when we're playing the ball long. But I don't think he's going to be the long-term solution to our striker requirement. That's kind of how I see Solanke. But I do think he will have a big impact when he comes back in.
I tell you what, what I'm looking forward to is, I think at the moment, the way it is down there, just having Solanke and Kulusevski coming back onto that pitch before Christmas would give, I think, the place a massive lift. I think give us supporters a lift, because it's a different dimension of player that we're missing. It's a different way. At the moment, for me, it's very predictable what we are. And I kind of know what I'm going to get all the time from certain players. I think with them, it might just give us a lift. And I mean, when I watched Simmons come on the other day, the guy's driving with the ball and he's looking around and he's got no one to go to. And it's just like, it's such a waste of a player who's, yes, he's struggling a bit, but he wants to be better. He wants to play, but he's played in teams before where he makes that run through the middle and there's strikers and wingers running off him. Here, there isn't do that. And he ends up getting muscled off the ball. I just think having them two players back will not only benefit us on the pitch, but I think it'll benefit everybody as a whole. It just gives us that lift before January if we do buy any players,
So that being said, Kev, Fulham on Saturday, we've obviously had the result of the weekend. PSG looks like it's going to be a loss. What happens at Fulham?
I don't think it. Like, I'm with Matt. I don't think it'd be an easy game, but I can't see us not winning that football match. I can't fucking see it, and I'll be fucking like the Arsenal game where we can swallow in terms of the scoreline. All right, the performance was bad, but we kind of knew it was happening. But Fulham, them ones that I think we should win and we don't win are the ones that fucking sting me the most. So I can't see nothing but a win for Spurs, but I don't think it'd be easy. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Spurs.
2-1 Spurs. Matty?
A draw, mate. I think we could probably go 1-0 down, and then that stadium's going to be very rough. No, I can. I'm going to go draw. I think 1-1 or 2-2.
Fucking hell, man. Mr. Positive used to fucking wind me up, but this cunt here, what a miserable cunt he is. Wait, we're talking about finding middle ground. I need a middle, Matt. This one ain't good either.
You want me to try and give you a confidence booster telling you we're going to win, and I don't think we're going to win.
So you've had 2-1 from Kev. Matty thinks we're going to get a draw. I think it will be 2-0. I do think it's a game where it will suit what we need to do. I think it will go similar to the Burnley game at home. Actually, I do.
No, Ramiro, that was there.
Yes, that is a point you need to make. Actually, he's suspended. He picked up his 5th yellow of the season, so he is suspended for that game. But I think Danso does all right when he comes in. I think he provides that long throw as well, which is another weapon to the set piece.
Boys, quickly, when you was watching the Arsenal game, you was watching them goals go in. I was looking at Romero and Van de Ven, and sometimes you look at them and you think they must be thinking, "What the fuck am I doing here?" I felt sorry, when we got top players like that. I just feel sorry for them that they're in a team full of shit. And I think Romero and Van de Ven could probably play in any team in Europe. And then with us, and when I watch us playing them games and I see the cowardness of a lot of other players around them, I just sat there and I thought, what the fuck are you doing here? Do you know what I mean?
But they are 20% of that team, right?
Pardon?
They are 20% of that team. 2 players, right? They're basically they make up a big part of that team. So I think they're accountable as well. I think they also look at themselves and feel a bit accountable.
Hope
But yeah,
so.
listen, we're sticking with it, and just like us, our sponsors are sticking with it. At Hotspur Heritage and Ophthalmus UK, I want to give them a shout out live, especially at Hotspur Heritage, because they are putting out some bits. I mean, I know Christmas is around the corner, but take a look at the stuff on their site, because some of the stuff they're drawing up at the moment is fantastic. So definitely take a look at Hotspur Heritage's latest.
Yeah, do you know what? I just want to mention big shout out to Mitch, who's behind Hotspur Heritage. He's in the middle of designing a new logo for us, which we'll lucky be allowed to put on our posts and all that. And also, there's talks about having a flag design done from him as well to put on a flag for us boys to take away from home, so you can see the Heart Now Here Spurs all in its glory away from home. So yeah, he's doing a lot for us behind the scenes as well, Mitch, and obviously doing his own work as well. But he really puts the effort in. He's a massive fan of the podcast and has been for a long time, and you know is really kind enough to do these things for us. But he's a very talented guy who knows how to put things together. I mean, he just done Alan Nilsson a picture and just sent Alan Nilsson. I sent Alan Nilsson the picture that he's gonna send him, and Alan Nilsson was very, very grateful. And Alan Nilsson's now got that. It's on his way to Copenhagen to Alan Nilsson. So he's doing bits for everybody at the moment, and yeah, really, really glad that he's behind us as well, because I think he's going to go from strength to strength once he builds this profile up even more. You know, he's got a great thing going there, and we're lucky to be on a journey with him in that sense as well. So yeah, big shout out to Mitch.
And yeah, it's, like Kev says, it's great to have these guys behind us, and without them, it makes a big difference. And also without you listeners, it makes a big difference. So stick with us. We're sticking with the team. And we're off to Paris tomorrow to try and put a flag down in Europe and make a statement. But if we don't, we'll add the Samaritans number to the bottom, because I'm not sure it's going to be that much more entertaining coming on here. But
lads, fucking Chelsea beat Barcelona 3-0 as well. It just gets fucking worse, doesn't it?
Oh, don't.
I'm jumping in the bath with a fucking toaster tonight. I've fucking had enough.
Stay away from any water and electrical appliances this evening, lads. But for myself, TJ Smith, Matty Kerr, and Kev Dennis, we have been the Heart Now Here Spurs Fans podcast. We're hurt, we're beaten, but we're not out. Off to Paris.